Does your trading platform freeze, or does it burst its data on and off right when the market opens, or when the market is super volatile, like right after a news event? Oh my God, I know how infuriating that can be. Today, I'm going to show you how to fix these problems and optimize your system for the fastest and most stable trading experience you could possibly have. Key number one, your processor must be fast enough. Let's start with your CPU, your processor, the engine of the computer. If you're running on something outdated, you've heard me say this before, it doesn't matter how good your internet is, you're going to get delays, freezes, and data bursts. Your processor simply isn't powerful enough to handle the fire hose of data flooding into your machine. Imagine trying to stream 10 Netflix movies at once without buffering. That's the kind of stress your system is under during the market open and during these news events. Key number two, don't skimp on RAM, random access memory. That's your computer's short-term memory. You want at least 16 gigabytes, but I personally recommend 32 gigabytes to as much as 128 gigabytes. If you run multiple platforms or complex indicators, you need more RAM. Key number three is internet speed. This one's a killer, and I don't understand why so many traders ignore this. So to test your real internet speed, and I don't care what your provider says you're getting, here's how you run a real test. There are online tests, but I would recommend you go to easytradingcomputers.net/speed. Once you get there, scroll under the video and run the test. So when you get to the page, go ahead and scroll down under the video. There's this big go button here. Go ahead and click that big go button. And the first number you're going to see here is the ping. And the ping is the time it takes for a really small packet of data to travel from your machine to your provider's closest server and back. Think of it like making a phone call. It's the time it takes for the other side to answer the call. And ideally, you want this number under 50 milliseconds or optimally under 30 milliseconds. Here I'm at 2 milliseconds. Anything over 100 milliseconds, and you're definitely going to have issues with slippage and bad executions. The next number we're going to look at is this jitter. The jitter is how consistent is the ping. If the jitter is higher, your data will stutter or burst on and off. And that is a huge problem for live quotes, and it's a huge problem for order routing. We want this jitter to be as low as possible. Under 10 milliseconds is a really good number. Over 30 milliseconds, and your trading platform and your other apps like Zoom are going to drop out, you're going to have real problems. Now for download speed, we want at least 100 megabits per second, but that's a bare minimum. Here I'm taking in 939 megabits per second, and that's the same for the upload. So again, we want this ping under 30 milliseconds. We want this jitter under 10 milliseconds. We want the download of at least 100 megabits per second. Upload at least 100 megabits per second. You want to try to buy as much speed as you possibly can. I've spoken to traders, and it always strikes me when I speak to these guys, traders who didn't want to upgrade from 50 megabits per second to 500 megabits per second because it costs an extra $50 a month. Really? Don't cheap out on internet speed. Saving $50 could cost you thousands on a bad trade. And never trade on a cellular network. Don't actively trade on your cell, even if it's 5G. Here are some speed test screenshots from cell phones of people who are on my team who live across the country. And as you can see, these numbers are not good enough for trading. Look at that ping, look at that jitter, look at those download speeds. Now, you can use your cell phone as a backup to exit a position in an emergency, like if your internet goes out, your computer totally dies, you can log into your trading platform, use it as a backup, but don't actively trade on a cell phone. So I seriously recommend that you call your internet provider, ask them for the fastest plan they offer. And if they can't get you to at least 100 megabits per second, it might be time to switch providers. Now, some people think they have no other option for faster internet, and that is no longer true. Even if you live in the boondocks, or there are many areas where it's a monopoly, you simply don't have a choice. There is a new alternative that I think is excellent, and it's called Starlink. Here is a screenshot from my colleague who lives in the boonies in Colorado. She's running on Starlink satellite. These numbers are actually pretty decent, and when she sent me these numbers, even I was surprised. Okay, so let's say you got a killer trading PC from Easy Trading Computers, tons of RAM, you have a blazing fast internet connection now, but your data is still bursting on and off, or it's freezing up when the market opens or around news. What the hell is going on? I've seen this happen before, and here's what most people miss. It's something called the final mile. That's the physical wiring between the pole, the telephone pole, or the pedestal outside your home and your computer. It could be old, it could be damaged, it could be split too many times, maybe it took a lightning strike, or maybe the wiring just isn't designed for high-speed data. I've personally had to have splitters changed out in my home due to lightning strikes. So if you still have issues after all the upgrades I mentioned, call your provider, have them inspect everything from the street to your modem and everything in between. You might need to replace a splitter, might need to run a new cable, or simply the connection path. I've seen this fix the problem for dozens of traders, including me. I sincerely hope you found this information helpful. If you haven't yet, go download our complete guide to trading computers using that link in the description. This guide is packed with more tips to help you optimize your trading setup. And do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. I'm Eddie Z, thanks for watching, and may the trend be with you.